Hello everybody, and I'm going to show you something in Linux Multimedia Studio. It's a pretty simple piece of software, and it makes funky sounds, music, beats, whatever. But it's a cool piece of software. It has some rough edges, but learn to deal with it, and you can have some fun making music with it. And because it's open source, it's always under development, and they might fix things in the future. You never know. There's always a surprise at the next version, I'm sure. So, I'm just going to show you something here. You're wondering how it's doing that sound. Alright. Basically, this is a triple oscillator. And this is just a 4/4 bass drum beat. So to make that, we'll just do a new project. So for the triple oscillator, right now that's just a default preset. There, triple oscillator 1. And for the beat, I'm just going to take a drum, bass drum. And it's just going to be a simple 4/4 beat. Hold on. So here's the triple oscillator. It's a control panel for that. Bass drum has its control panel. Go to the beat editor and make a 4/4 beat. Alright. Nothing's happening right now. So 1, 2, 4. 4 beats every fourth note in a measure, something like that. Not a music major, so I'm only guessing that's how they do it. So now I put this, drop a box in the beat baseline on the song editor, drag it out. And I have my looping turned on just to show you how this works. It just keeps looping. 4/4 beat. And what I want to do is put the bass drum in an FX channel. So when I run it on the song editor, it drops into this FX channel too. And I always put my instruments in FX channels if I can. And you can put more than one instrument in an FX channel, so if you want like one slider to control all your drums or rhythm set, you can do that. So FX channel is a triple oscillator. I can actually name these channels. So if I double click that, there. Now I know that one goes to that. And this one I can double click. You can put in individual instruments or grouped instruments, depending on what you want to do. So now let's make a melody with the triple oscillator. So you click in the song editor and it puts a blank box. You double click that. Somewhere, song editor. Where is my song editor? My melody. It's not showing up. Oh, it's behind stuff. Ah. Why is it hiding? Why is it hiding behind there? Look at that. I don't know what it's doing. That's what I wanted. Why it decided to hide. Sometimes Windows will play hide and seek and you have to move them around. Anyhow. So we got that there. And now we do. Actually, I am going to do this. Why is this? It's too wide for my screen. So that's the problem. I don't have a wide screen and it doesn't want to play right. Alright. It doesn't want to go narrower. That's a little annoying. Alright. Just have to drag it below everything or above. And this doesn't auto drag if you go off the edge, so you have to keep going back and forth manually. That gets old sometimes. Alright. Anyhow. Like I said, it has some rough edges. And I think I'm going to drag this up an octave, so I'm going to select all those with that tool, like that pencil tool, drag these back up. And like I had it before, and there we go. So that's that funky little tune. It's a little funky, little, I'm not gonna say jazzy, but it's kind of fun. And now you gotta adjust your levels down. Yeah. You can hold down Control in the melody editor and copy it. There we go. Nothing too special just yet. So what we do is we want a triple oscillator, so add that. And that's all this adds right now in the controller rack. If you click add, all you get is, oh wait, what am I saying? A low frequency oscillator, not a triple oscillator. See, I get confused sometimes. But yeah, it's a low frequency oscillator. And if you double click where it says controller 1 there, we'll just call this LFO 1 there. That way we know what kind of controller it is. And to add another controller, it seems a little goofy, but you pick your instrument or your FX channel. Yeah, your FX channel, you pick that. And now we want to add an effect. And go. And some of the controllers are actually under effects. But you click peak controller, and you use the search up there, which makes it easier. So now we have a peak controller. And I'm just going to call this Peak 1, because that's my first peak controller, my first LFO. And bring our little dial boxes here. Here's peak controller, and controls, LFO, and a peak. And I can't really see which one that is. Just sometimes these windows, they need a little bit better titles. Like I said, it's rough on the edges. Always under development. Doesn't do anything just yet. So what I'm going to do is assign this waveform controller under the triple oscillator. Well, if I play it, you can see different waveforms. And what's going to happen is the peak controller is based on the level of this bass drum beat. So now I'm going to make the peak controller control this. So I'm going to right click here, connect to controller, and I'm going to connect that to peak controller 1 and toggle the box to turn that on. Oops, wrong one. The bass, you can shift it. Mount can go positive or negative in this. Now you see it's jumping with this level. And a low frequency oscillator just oscillates based on the waveform it has itself. So now what I'm going to do is connect this controller, low frequency oscillator, we can tempo sync it. Yeah. And develop some funky beats like that. Is that our oscillator? Hook this one up to the peak. Sure, I like it. And try something like this. yeah, see, a few simple things like a peak controller and a low frequency oscillator combined with your instruments, you can get some really complicated beats, funky rhythms, and groove bassline beat tracks or whatever you call them. But yeah, it's pretty funky. So experiment with LMMS. If you crash it, well, if your project is important enough to you, save it often. But if you crash it, you should be able to restart it, and it should also recover your track if it crashes unexpectedly or shuts out for. It always keeps like a temporary save. And but yeah, you can get some really funky. You can just build it up procedurally with LFOs, peaks, and there's so many more things, but I don't know enough to explain it all. But you get the idea. It's actually quite powerful if you know what you're doing, and even powerful if you don't. But it's fun. Alright, you get the idea. So just experiment, play with all instruments, make your melodies, your beats, and your samples and automations. And I have videos on those too, so. But yeah. Why am I rambling on? I don't know. Time to save. Make the video, post to YouTube, so you can watch this and go, holy crap, that's kind of funny. Alright.